Hi, my name is Cynthia Balnia, and I am the Environmental Health and Safety Manager at Cincinnati Public Schools. Today we're here with Derek Curley from Airrosti, and he is going to talk about some back safety awareness techniques, because back injuries within the workplace are a very important thing to focus on. Injuries across the board are expected to be 20 to 30% of our injuries that we experience within the workplace. And having said that, a lot of these happen with individuals who are doing a lot of the manual labor. So within the trades, the custodial activities, the building engineers, a lot of these injuries occur because of the material handling activities, lifting, etc. So you guys are here today to help us understand what we can do to help prevent those injuries and help keep workers safe. So,
thank you. We're a healthcare company that focuses on soft tissue injuries. So anything to do with the musculature, sprains, strains, chronic pain. So when somebody does get injured, whether it's at work or at home, the focus of our doctors is to help those people get back to activity quickly. And what we find with work-related injuries is a lot of the times with back pain, we're finding that employees are either not lifting properly, or they're lifting properly but their body's not prepared to lift without injury. So Dr. Rob Balza is one of our providers in Cincinnati. We have 7 locations in the area, and he's going to be joining me today to talk about not only how to lift properly and make sure we're doing that correctly at work, but also a few tips to be doing at home and at work to ensure that we're supporting that proper posture, core strengthening, and flexibility. So when you do have to do an activity like that at work, your chances of injury are much less. So, Dr. Balza?
All right. So, Kirsten, if you'd like to come help me demonstrate. Tips for proper lifting. Some of the don'ts for starter is you don't want to bend over from the hips with knees fully extended to lift up anything at all. This is going to put a lot of strain on the low back. So what you want to first do is bend with the knees and drop your butt down to get level with whatever you're trying to pick up. Perfect, just like that. Also, when you go to lift up, one thing you want to focus on is really extending through the hips as you come up. That's going to help use the bigger muscles of the hips and the waist to really take the pressure off the low back and prevent that injury.
So to review those steps of proper lifting, whether you're lifting a heavy object or a light object, you want to plan your lift. Position yourself directly in front of the object, close by. Bend at the knees. Lock in the back. Lift with the legs and hips instead of the arms or back. Hold the item close, full hip extension, and then when turning with the object, you want to pivot instead of twist.
okay.
So now we'll do a quick review with a very small object like a pen or a pencil. Again, plan your lift, position directly in front of the object, close by, lock in your back, bend at the knees, lift with the legs and hips, hold the item close by, and then full hip extension. So what's wrong with this picture? It's bent at the waist, lifting with the arms in the back, or potentially lifting off balance. Even with proper lifting, each year we still see employees getting injured at work. And a lot of times it's due to either tightness or weakness in the core or a lack of flexibility. So there's a handful of things that you can be doing at home or at work to help support that good posture and good lifting. In this spring, we'll be conducting 4 classes with CPS to help teach those things to support that. So we're going to give you a quick overview of what those will look like.
All right, so the first stretch we're going to show is a basic hip flexor stretch. So Kirsten, what I'm going to have her do is get down on one leg and then bring her opposite leg straight out in front of her at 90 degrees. Just like that. Good. So in order to get a good hip flexor stretch, what we're going to focus on first is keeping her hips neutral, facing forward, and then what we're going to have her do is actually tuck her hip underneath as she leans forward, which is going to really start stretching that deeper hip flexor muscle that lines our back. She's going to hold this for about 30 seconds. After that, she's going to relax and then do the other side. And you want to do 2 times each side. Very good.
Okay. And we'll
Perfect. All right, so the next stretch we're going to show is for hamstrings, tight hamstrings. The best way to do this is anything that's just about knee height. What you're going to do is you're going to place your heel on the top of the chair in this instance. So Kirsten, bring your heel up. Perfect. And then all you're going to do is you want to keep that back locked. Keep everything tight here, and then just lean forward with the hips, not the back. Perfect. Just like that. See how our back's good and flat? That's what we want. Don't arch the back. That's going to start causing a lot of tightness through here, and it's actually going to negate the stretch. So back straight, lean forward. If you can only go a few degrees, that's fine. 30 seconds, then switch sides and do that twice.
okay.
All right. So, in order to get a strong core, the best exercise is a plank. In order to use a plank, you need to engage all the muscles of the core. So, as Kristen's going to demonstrate, we're going to get down on our elbows and our toes. Now, if you can't do it on the toes yet, just drop down to the knees. That's perfectly fine. But what we want to focus on is her back is locked up. Her core is tight through here. And what she's doing is she is breathing the whole time. That's very important. And then you just want to hold this, start with 15 seconds, go to 30, then 45. And then you want to do that just one time, one set, and then try to do it 2 times a day to help strengthen up that core. Awesome.
Do the bridge now.
All right. So for the bridge exercise, what we're going to focus on is feet shoulder width apart. Shoulders are pulled back. First thing you're going to do is engage the core. So her core is tight. And then what she's going to do is squeeze the glutes to help lift her hips off the ground. And as you can see, she's in a straight line here. Her back is tight but relaxed at the same time. Glutes are engaged, hamstrings are engaged, quads are engaged. So lower back down. And then we're going to do this 3 sets of 6. Nice and easy, but slow and controlled. Perfect, just like that.
A tool that we use with a lot of our patients is the foam roller. Foam roller, it keeps our soft tissue healthy. When you have an injury or lack of mobility in an area, that soft tissue gets distorted and crinkled. So the foam roller acts as a steam roller to roll out that area. A few examples for the foam roller. To roll out your legs, you would want to lie on the foam roller. Again, in that plank position, so stacked, pulling your core up, and then you're going to roll through the tissue. So whenever you're rolling on the foam roller, you want to make sure to avoid any of the joints, so you're just rolling on the tissue part of your body.
So, Derek, I want to say thank you very much for helping remind us. I'm sure we've all been through this before. Remind us about what to do to lift properly and work properly with that material handling activity. But as I hear you guys say, it's not the really heavy stuff that's only what we have to focus on. It's as simple as picking up a pencil off of, or a little container.
Something light can cause an injury, not because of the weight of the object, because of how we're lifting it. So probably the most important aspect of this is being mentally prepared to lift properly.
Okay, so we plan it.
Yeah.
Plan. Even
Plan it
something
out.
as this, if I want to put it down. It's
Whether
not
you're
just
picking it up or putting it down, that first step is mentally planning, making sure you're in a good position. We're going to lock that back
Okay.
and stick the butt out.
Okay. Lock the back. Not this, because this is not what you want to do. You want to lock that back in. Okay.
Correct.
And that kind of sticks your butt out.
Yep.
All right.
We're
Bend
going
at the
to bend at the
knees.
knees instead of the waist
All right.
and lower that object down slowly. It's perfect.
All right.
It's all mental.
Thank you again.